Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining this presentation. I'm going to run you through a presentation about My Advertising Pays. MAP is the short version of My Advertising Pays. We all like to shorten things these days. And the company is built on these three very important facts: humanity, integrity and loyalty. And they're quite important statements. And unfortunately, many of these words are often abused these days. I'm going to give you a little bit about my background and how myself and Lynn, my wife, were introduced or met Michael Dees and why My Advertising Pays was born. And then we're going to run through a slideshow presentation which will give you a very brief but comprehensive overview of what this business is all about. So, Lynn and I have been in business about 28 years. More recently, we've had many different companies, but more recently we had a double glazing company in Greater Manchester called Tudor Rose Windows. And many people think a double glazing company that is just installing windows, doors and conservatories is a building company, but in essence it's not. It's actually a marketing operation, and what we were trying to do is generate leads. And then we try and convert those leads into sales. And the internet market is not a lot different in that respect. The products are different and the way we go about it is different. We don't have to leave the armchair to achieve that, so it's a lot simpler. So, what we did in 2012 in our double glazing company, we realised that the double glazing market wasn't doing too well for a number of reasons. One of them was that many people had already installed PVC in their homes, and we were also suffering a credit crunch at the time, which was starting to hit home. But the important fact in our experience in business was back in May 2009, our company spent a lot of money advertising in newspapers before the birth of the internet. And why do I say that? Because many people say the internet's been around a lot longer than May 2009, and yes, it has. But in May 2009, something changed. And our marketing software told us this when we were advertising with the newspapers. We suddenly realised we weren't getting the returns any longer from the newspapers, so we had to look hard at it. And we discovered that many people, like you and I, had started to purchase products from the internet. And the internet sales, if you like, was born in May 2009 and has been increasing in volume every year since. I think if you look at most figures, tend to go back to 2010, but it actually started in 2009. So we had to learn very quickly about online advertising, and we built websites. As you'd expect, we recruited IT people and so on. But as I said, by 2012, we realised that our business had to change direction. And what we suddenly realised was that as your business is starting to lose turnover, we started to look at diversification. And we'd learned an awful lot about internet businesses. We'd learned a lot about online advertising, and we indeed recruited and employed IT people. We built 48 websites that did very well for us. But in 2012, we started to look at a new market, which was affiliate marketing. We were being offered this as a business, turning over 4 million a year. We were being offered affiliate business advertising because it reduced your marketing spend, and it was something we took quite seriously, obviously, because if our turnover was dropping, we had to consider ways of reducing our costs, but you don't want to reduce the number of leads that you're getting through. So what we did was we started to do, Lynn and I, we started to do what I would call a 2-year apprenticeship. We went on a learning curve to learn all about this new world of affiliate marketing online. We indeed joined about 20 different opportunities that we selected. Some were at random, and some we actually got advice on from other people that we'd met in the industry. And sure enough, as you'd expect, some of these businesses you will lose and some you will start to win with. Unfortunately, as many of us have discovered, most of them you will lose because sadly they're not run very well, or they don't really intend making you the money they claim that they're going to. Because they're usually just money cycling operations that these companies tend to offer, and they don't last basically. Now, the most important fact when we went on our voyage of discovery was to find the right people in the industry, and there were many people that we met over the learning curve period. Mike Dees was one of those people, and he's the person we're going to talk to about this evening. Michael Dees, we met in 2012 as an online blogger. He was simply advising people online how to get involved with affiliate marketing. He wasn't the sort of person that would say, come and join my business, because he wasn't doing it for that reason, although he was making obviously quite a considerable amount of money as a network marketer because he was very good at what he did. But the important fact was he was an honest person advising people on the internet, and Lynn and I discovered very quickly that he was a person that we felt we could have a confidence in and start to trust as we started to follow his information in his blog and indeed do very well. In fact, we actually joined 2 businesses that he recommended at that time, and we did exactly what he advised would happen. We started to make money with that, and obviously you become more confident in a person when that's the case. Over a period of a year or so, we started to get to know Michael. We started to exchange information via the internet, and we began to build not just a confidence but a trust in this guy, who seemed to be a very good person to meet on the internet, not just a faceless organisation as we're all familiar with. Now, in late 2012, early 2013, there was a change again in network marketing. Suddenly, the network marketers began to wake up to the fact that the internet was beginning to work for them, and not just in a small way. It got so, I don't know, exciting if you want to call it that. There were hundreds of new companies every single day coming on the internet. And it was easy to approach millions of people and get them drawn into their opportunities. As a consequence of this, unfortunately, the handful of good leaders out there were starting to get confused because there were that many new ones coming on every day. Not just them, but their downlines were joining everything that was coming up, every money-making opportunity that came along. It seemed too good to be true, and they did indeed join them. What happened as a result of that is many of the companies that were already operating and settled in this new online world, suddenly their sales began to suffer because their leaders and their teams had gone off doing other things. And it's like any business, when your sales start to suffer, your profit will obviously suffer. And sadly, by the end of 2012, early 2013, many of them were failing. In early 2013, this reached a point where Mike became very distraught about the industry. So much so that in March 2013 he contacted Lynn and he said, I'm done. He said, I've finished with this industry. He said, I'm pulling out. We were obviously disappointed and asked Mike why, and he explained. He said, I'm a big boy, I don't mind trying new things, and if it loses, fine, because I've made a lot of money on the internet. But I wouldn't want to recommend a business to anybody that they put the last 50 or £100 or euros into, and then 3 months later it folds and leaves them destitute, because unfortunately not everybody's got a lot of money to throw at these things. And he said, I can't be the person recommending them business anymore, I just don't trust them. So we asked Mike, what are you going to do? And he said, well, the only way that I would trust any other business in this industry is the one I build myself, and that's exactly what he decided he was going to do. He said, I'm going to go missing for 3 months, I've got some ideas, and I'm going to come up with an idea myself, and I'll get back to you in 3 months. Lynn and I thought, well, brilliant, but we honestly at that time didn't expect that Mike would come back. We thought he'd be riding off into the sunset and we would continue on our merry way doing what we were going to do. But sure enough, in June 2013, Mike did contact Lynn. He put a call to action out and he said, I've got an idea and I need some help from people, and I put a call to action out, will you come and have a meeting with me? Lynn and I discussed it and we decided that evening when we got home from our office. So that's exactly what we did. We had a long Skype meeting with Michael. The first time we had a live video chat. I don't know if anybody's used Skype, but it's an incredible tool for many reasons, but the most important fact for me is the ability to communicate with somebody by video, not just by a telephone voice. And when you've got somebody sat in front of you, it's no different than them being sat in front of you in a meeting, and you can see an awful lot from a person. We'd already built a basic trust up about this guy, but we began to realise there was a lot more to him when we spoke to him in that meeting. That meeting lasted somewhere in the region of 3.5 to 4 hours, and during that time we became a lot more confident in Michael Dees, We talked about our situation and what we were doing in a failing brick and mortar business at that time, and we were looking to move into the internet market ourselves. Mike presented us with the opportunity of My Advertising Pays. We were very impressed with it and with him, and as a consequence of that meeting, about 3 or 4 days later, Lynn and I decided to shelve our own idea and join Michael in building My Advertising Pays. At that stage, 70% of it was complete, basically. All the background work was done. He employed mathematicians, engineers and legal people to put the nuts and bolts of it together. It was just simply the appearance of the website that needed some polishing. So we joined Michael initially as the UK support, and our job was basically to talk to the people we'd been got to know in the online world, introduce them to My Advertising Pays, and then offer them support in learning how to start this business. Mike Dees is such a perfectionist. The launch was delayed until December 2013, and that's exactly when it was launched, in December 2013. And by that time, Lynn and I had encouraged a number of big leaders to take it seriously, and we were amazed how well it took off. Through Christmas 2013, early 2014, it took off at an incredible pace, and for a young business that nobody knew about, it was increasing rapidly in its membership and turnover. So much so that by the end of February, Mike Dees contacted Lynn and myself again. Well, we were in daily contact, but he said, listen guys, he said, this has grown too much for me to manage on my own. As we originally discussed, I'd like you to consider a management position on the board of the company. We agreed that we would do that, and we actually agreed that we needed to meet. The result of that was that we flew out to meet Mike in March 2014, and we spent a month out there working alongside Mike in the back office of My Advertising Pays to simply look each other in the eye and get to know each other, and that's exactly what we were doing. We were looking to see whether Mike Dees was as he appeared to be, and he was looking at us for exactly the same reason. The 4-week period went so well that we ended up feeling almost like brothers, if you like. We became very, very close, not just in the business, but as friends. And we then came on board as executives at My Advertising Pays. My job is communications executive for the company. My wife, Lynn, is the executive secretary. Basically, she does Mike's job on a day-to-day basis. Mike then decided that he wanted to start to introduce all the new products that he intended bringing on, and that's where he is now. He's in pure development for My Advertising Pays. That's why you don't see much of him. Throughout the growth period 2014 and 2015 has been staggering. We've been constantly beating all expectations and targets. We've even stopped trying to put targets on the damn thing these days because it is growing so well. And why is that? Well, we're about to find that out as we go through this slide presentation and you begin to understand a little bit more about it. So, like any of these things, income disclosures. We do not offer a guarantee in that this is a business like any other business. It may be online, but really it's no different than any other brick and mortar business out there. There is no guarantee when you purchase products and you put them on display to sell. There is no guarantee that those products will sell. What you've got to do is work very hard at marketing to ensure that that's exactly what happens and you are successful. So please read this income disclaimer and absorb it because it's important for you to understand that. So what is it all about? As we talked about earlier, in my double glazing company, I had a lot of experience advertising in newspapers, and prior to 2009, that's exactly what we did to sell our business. And what you see in these newspapers here, the one on the left is a local free paper, and the one on the right is a national newspaper. Now, every one of us at some point will have placed an advert in a newspaper. Most of us will have been selling a car, some unwanted furniture, or maybe some unwanted clothes or shoes, and you would normally look at the classified section in the free newspaper, and back the last time I did it was about £50 to £100 to place an advert in that section. As a double glazing company, we spent a little bit more money taking up quarter, half page and full pages in these newspapers to advertise our products and services and what we were all about as a business. And you were looking somewhere in the region back in the day of about £1,000 per page per advert in a local free paper. Circulation somewhere in the region of 150 to 250,000 people that would view this newspaper, and therefore you hope view the advert you've got placed in there. And I'm going to talk about some marketing statistics now. Whatever business you're involved with, whatever type of marketing you're looking at, the general rule of thumb is 3% will be interested in what they see and 1% will make a purchase of those numbers. So therefore that's how it works basically. The more people that view your advert, obviously the better that number will be. As we go through, you'll realise that. Now, if you wanted to sell more products, you'd have to look for a bigger audience. And we're going to use the word traffic now as we look at the Daily Mail, this national newspaper. It's got a bigger audience of 1.5 to maybe 2.5 million in a national newspaper. And the same rule applies. The 3%, 1% will still be the same. But the 1%, as we expect, is of a much larger number. And we're now going to use the word traffic because those people viewing these newspaper adverts are actually what we call on the internet traffic. Yeah, the hits, people actually seeing an advert and paying attention to that advert. And again, the same 3%, 1% rule applies. Now, if you are in a national newspaper and you've got 1.5 to 2.5 million people looking at that advert, naturally you would expect you're going to pay a lot more money for that advertisement. Simply why? Because you're going to sell more products. And that's why people will spend the money advertising in a national newspaper when they're looking for a much larger scale. And you're probably looking in the region of £25,000 to £30,000 per page in a national newspaper to advertise in it. But obviously you're going to sell 10, 15, 20 times more products because of the amount of traffic viewing your advert. And that's basically how it works. So, why online advertising? Well, as we said, in my business, I recognised back in 2009 that the internet started to take over newspaper adverts. And newspaper adverts no longer works for, unfortunately, many of the businesses that, like mine, who used to advertise in there. There is billions of dollars a day spent advertising on the internet. Why is that? Well, you can reach a lot more people. It's very, very simple. The more people you reach, the more money you will spend because the more products you will sell. And because there are billions of people looking at the internet every single day, there's a lot more money to be made advertising online, and that's why all brick and mortar businesses and indeed an online business will use the internet to advertise itself. And that's where we are. We're in the advertising world. The names you see on the right hand side: Google, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. They've been around for a number of years now. And why are they there? Simply because there is literally $1 billion a day spent advertising on the internet. And these guys right now are the ones taking the lion's share of that amount of money. So what we're trying to do is squeeze in that rapidly expanding market of $365 billion per year. And yeah, that's billion with a B, not million. It's huge. In fact, in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, I was told that Google made 49 billion net profit in the year. And we're looking for a very small amount of that. It will make everybody very, very happy. So that's what My Advertising Pays is. We're no different than any of the companies that you've just been looking at. My Advertising Pays is an online advertising platform. People think that Google is an information site because all we do is click Google to get information. Yeah, they don't make money from you surfing for free information. The simple fact is, because Google have got millions of people viewing their website every single minute of the day, they can now charge a lot of money to place an advert within the Google. And you'll see them adverts in many different ways. They may be a banner advert, they may be a pop-up advert, they may be ClickSense, ClickShare. There are many different types of advertising done. And My Advertising Pays is exactly the same as that, in exactly the same way as Google will offer it to you to view. Every time you click on an advert, somebody has to pay for that advert somewhere. So it's an online advertising platform, a website, born in Mississippi, as we said, launched in December 2013, and the membership is growing at an incredible rate. I think it's somewhere in the region of about 5,000 to 6,000 new members each and every week. Why is that? Because it's a very simple an easy way for everybody and anybody to make money. Now let me point out at this stage, this is not a money-making program. There are many programs out there on the internet that make you money for cycling money. That's not what My Advertising Pays is. My Advertising Pays is an advertising platform, and the products is advertising, text ads, banner ads, and so on. So we would talk about the cost of a credit pack. A credit pack is an advertising space. It costs you $49.99. It will provide you with 550 text ads is the wrong word. It actually provides you with 550 credits that you can apply to a text ad that you can place on the site. As we talked about in the newspapers, the classified advert section, if you were advertising something, you would simply fill a little form in and it would be placed in the newspaper the following day or the following week. And what you're doing on the internet is actually you're purchasing 550 people to view that particular advert. And the same 3%, 1% rule applies. The more credit packs you buy, the more advertising space you have with the company, yeah? You also get boosters. You will get 10 boosters with each credit pack, and a booster takes the advert view from 10 seconds to 30 seconds, so it forces the watcher to watch it for 30 seconds with a booster. Now, in many online businesses, the way people are encouraged to build their business is by recruiting other people, and that's why you're going to make a lot of money. With My Advertising Pays, that is not essential. Referrals are very welcome, but they're not vital for you to make money with My Advertising Pays. And as we run through these slides, you will see more of that. The feelings, why are they sky high? Because the business is so simple. All you are required to do is purchase a credit pack, or as many as you can, click 10 adverts a day, and you will get paid a profit share. So the masses are happy because they are getting paid every hour of every day. In fact, they get paid every 20 minutes. Within the first hour of purchasing a credit pack and clicking 10 adverts, you will receive a profit share back into your available account balance. So no matter what you do for a living, whether you join MAP, when you join MAP, every hour, 3 times an hour, 72 days a week, 24 hours a day, you are now earning a profit share for the amount of advertising space, the credit packs that you purchase. It certainly beats waiting 30 days to get paid for your wages. If you currently are employed by a company, what you are doing for that company is trading your time for money. Whatever the level of skill you have, the greater the level of skill, the greater the amount of hourly rate. And so therefore in 30 days most people get paid monthly. In 30 days, if you are fortunate and your company is still around and doing very well, they will have enough money to pay your wages. So, how do we make money with My Advertising Pays? We buy credit packs. The more we buy, the greater the amount of profit share we will receive. And we are required to click 10 adverts daily on the site. It takes around about 10 minutes in total, and that's your work done, and you can start planning your future. And simply rinse and repeat on a daily basis, and you'll do exactly the same. Wake up every morning. This is the beauty of it. You wake up in the morning, and overnight you've actually earned money in your profit share, as you will see it drop into your available account balance. All you are required to do the following day is click 10 random adverts on your screen. Or indeed, if you wanted to go into search a particular product, you can actually search the Traffic Exchange to look for the items that you're actually interested in looking at yourself, and hopefully make a purchase and make somebody very, very happy because you've done exactly that. If you are currently employed at that time, brilliant, because now you've done your work in My Advertising Pays, which is taking you 10 minutes, go off and do your job for the day. The beauty of it is now you're actually trading your time for money at work, and you're actually making your money work for you while you're at work, and you have now become an entrepreneur. So what are the encouraging features? There are many encouraging features about My Advertising Pays, and we're only covering some of the brief overviews of what goes on in the advertising on the company. It's free to join. Many people use this word free, and it's a very powerful word, but it is genuinely free. To join My Advertising Pays, you've got 30 days to familiarise yourself with the site, and indeed if you introduce somebody to the business and they join under your referral link, you will actually earn money in referral commission immediately into your account. Membership levels include various free banner adverts, and you'll see that on your site. and they are additional advertising that you can actually put other products and services on for your own benefit to advertise on the site. As we said, there is no sponsoring actually needed to make money with My Advertising Pays. And of course, local business owners, they're interested in joining your business. Why is that? Because everybody needs to advertise. And that's why your local businesses are ideal candidates for you to go and introduce them to the business, because they'll always be interested in free advertising. It is a fantastic advertising platform, and the way we qualify that statement, if you were generally advertising on the internet and you selected to advertise on Google, and you were brave enough to spend some money, you would buy, for example, pay-per-click. That means you are buying a number of people to click your advert, that they will put it under the nose of you and me to view the advert, click the advert and have a look. People talk about click-through rates. Is a known statistic on the internet. If you're advertising on Google, you would be expecting to get a click-through rate of about 0.5%. Now, most people who've never done any advertising online before would find that probably a very low figure, but believe it or not, it's quite a good figure. Anywhere from 0.5% to 1% is considered a very good click-through rate. And remember, the same rule applies to 3%, 1%. But when you're approaching millions of people, that number can be quite significant. So why do we say that our advertising platform is fantastic? Well, anybody that you speak to within My Advertising Pays, whether they are experienced sales and marketing people or not, whatever they advertise on our platform is proving to have an average click-through rate of in excess of 8, 9, 10%. Now that sounds phenomenal, doesn't it? But the reality is that's a fact. Anybody can show you their advertising statistics from their back office, and you will quite happily see that most people will achieve a 10% click-through rate. And what you've got to understand, the same 3%, 1% rule applies. If you've got 10 or 20 times more people looking at the advert, then whatever you're offering to sell, you're expecting 10 to 20 times more sales. It's very, very simple mathematics. So obviously the entrepreneurs can accelerate their income, and there are indeed entrepreneurs earning millions of dollars in the platform My Advertising Pays, and they're doing it in many different ways, but the main one is by simply referring other people or advertising on the platform. As we said, referrals are very, very welcome, but they're not essential for you to make money within the business. So the easy benefits, let's recap. You earn money 3 times an hour, every 20 minutes, every day. It only takes 10 minutes per day. It is very easy, and I'm sure you'll agree. If you can join your internet site, log in, and click 10 adverts, that is literally all you need to do to be successful and receive a profit share from My Advertising Pays, providing you have got the ownership of active credit packs. The reason they're active is you have clicked 10 adverts every 24 hours, and your credit packs will go into the profit share pool. No expensive office equipment is needed. The reason we can say this is because you can actually run this business from a mobile device, whether that's a phone or a tablet or a laptop. That's all you need to operate your business. It's no different than if you were buying products from Amazon and selling them on eBay, as many people do. You are required to log into your site, you purchase the products that you think are suitable, and you will then offer them on another site. If anybody buys them, you will receive a commission for doing that. It requires no technical knowledge. Now, some people might disagree with that statement, because there is a little bit to get involved with when you're actually setting these things up. But it's the same as anything online. Once you've set it up and put your details in, and once it's clicked and ticked and tested, you will find all you're doing is repeating exactly the same thing. It's no different than playing a computer game. When you first look at a computer game, it looks very complex, and it's unlikely that you'll reach the higher scores playing that game. But over a period of time, when you're doing exactly the same thing and repeating it daily, you will realise very quickly that there is no real technical skill or knowledge required. What are we all doing it for? We're all doing it because we're looking to make an additional income online, and therefore it's important that the withdrawal facility is there for you as it is for anybody, and it is quick to withdraw your money. In fact, it is actually known as the fastest in the industry to withdraw your money. It's literally a click away from taking your money out of the business, out of My Advertising Pays, and getting it over to your payment processor and then ultimately into your personal bank account. As we said earlier, when Mike got the thing off the ground initially, to build the back office, he didn't just purchase a template website. He actually used engineers and mathematicians to put the whole nuts and bolts of My Advertising Pays together, and so therefore the cash flow is very sustainable, and indeed we've now been running for 2 years and it's proven to be exactly that. It's working extremely well, and every member will tell you we haven't got a member that hasn't earned money with My Advertising Pays. Will MAP stay the course? Is it legal? Yeah, these are the questions that you should really be asking. And basically, when we first launched My Advertising Pays, pre-launch, we actually offered it to a top MLM attorney who then overviewed the whole statements of the company, what it would provide and what its products are, and he agreed that it was a legal, ethical company. Once we got the site running and we started to take money in, we then had to install a number of terms and conditions, and you will see yourself when you log onto the site for the very first time, before you can make a purchase of any products from My Advertising Pays, there are legal terms and conditions for you to read and tick the box that you agree with them. And yeah, that makes us 100% an ethical and a compliant company. And we are obviously in a marketplace where there are very great demands for our products. It's advertising. A lot of people say to me, how long is it going to last, Tony? And I say to them very simply, when the world stops advertising, that's when My Advertising Pays will finish. That's not going to happen, is it? So very simply, the statement you see at the top here, it is impossible to not make money. It's not a company statement, this. This is the statement that our members are actually making, and that's why it's in quotes. Because every single day, every single 100% of our members make money every single day. The condition only is that you buy credit packs and you click 10 adverts per day. And anybody will agree, as we've said earlier, it's very, very simple. And you will see yourself as the money drops into your available account balance. There's no reason why you won't purchase more advertising and be more successful as you earn more profit share. And that's basically how it works. The more credit packs you own, the greater the amount of profit share you will receive. Now, as you see, we're on an upward trending market. Why? Because more and more people are advertising on the internet every single day, and that growth is tremendous. And if you're in a business that's in a growth state, you don't need to hype it. This business is exciting enough on its own. If you do not hype this business, you are therefore not putting people under pressure. And as a consequence of that, you should not get disappointment when you are encouraging people to look at this business opportunity. Don't put people under pressure. There is no need to do that. It works extremely well, and you will see for yourself as you start to build your business, you will become very, very excited, and it will become very easy for you to introduce other people to this business, and you won't feel that there's a barrier to this word referring others. As we said, it is optional, and you will see that you are earning money while you are clicking your 10 adverts every day, repurchasing credit packs as they expire, and you are making a profit share. As we go into the numbers later, you will see what that profit share will be. During your first 30 days, as a free member, you are classed as a primetime membership, and you will earn 10% for everybody you introduce to the business that purchases a product from the site. So in other words, if somebody joins My Advertising Pays in your downline with your referral link, if they were to spend $1,000, you will instantly receive $100. And as they repurchase, obviously, the more they repurchase every single day, for the rest of your membership time, you will receive 10% referral commission as a prime-time member in the business. Whatever money is in your account balance, you can withdraw that Monday to Friday and spend it anywhere you choose. It is, as we said, the fastest payout in the industry, and it does actually pay you 3 times an hour, every 20 minutes, 72 times per day. Not a bad payday. So yes, money fast, and it is for everybody. You get real cash into your available account balance. Now the beauty of this fact is, Many of these online companies that have been around for a number of years, people have had some amazing bottom line figures showing hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, but it's not actually real, because until you actually physically withdraw it, it doesn't become real. What I can tell you at My Advertising Pays, and it is a recognised fact, is your available account balance, the same as anybody's available account balance, is not simply a fictitious number at the bottom of your page. That money is actually allocated and placed in a reserve fund. It's actually real money sat in a bank account waiting to be paid out to you, the members, when you choose to withdraw it. And that's why nobody has ever yet been refused a withdrawal unless they've got their bank details inaccurate when they've loaded them. As we said, every 20 minutes, that's dropping into your available account balance, and you can withdraw it daily to repurchase more credit packs or withdraw the money. Now, it's a popular strategy to repurchase credit packs until you reach the maximum number of credit packs. And why is that? Well, very simply, the more credit packs you own, the greater the amount of profit share you will receive. The profit share is calculated every 20 minutes by the programme. And the way it operates is, it looks at the number of credit packs purchased in the system. It makes sure that you've clicked your 10 adverts within that 24-hour period, and therefore for every credit pack you will receive a profit share. So the more credit packs you own, the greater the number of profits you will be allocated every 20 minutes. That's how it works, yeah? And the maximum number is 1,200 credit packs. And unfortunately, guys, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, you're forced to withdraw your money. Oh dear. Numbers. Let's have a look at numbers. Let's try and give some meat to the bone, as they say. If you were to start with 100 credit packs, and it's not for everybody, but if you were to start with 100 credit packs, as we said, $49.99 each, which is around about $5,000, and in UK pound, it's around about £3,000. Now, the credit pack profit share is paid out on a daily basis every 20 minutes, and it's calculated to run at anything up to a maximum of $1 per credit pack per day. We've done an average of about 50 cents per credit pack per day to give you some understanding of how it will work. So in other words, if I had $5,000 worth of credit packs, after 120 days of it paying out 0.5%, if I have clicked my adverts, I will actually have earned $60 back per credit pack. So starting with $50 credit pack, it's now worth $60 before it expires. So therefore, 60 times 100 credit packs, I have now made $6,000 return. In other words, it's 120% of the original cost of purchase for those credit packs in 120 days. Yeah? So, therefore, in 120 days, if you just do the simple arithmetic on that, 4 times that, 4 sixes, 24,000. Where else do you want to be? With every $50, I can purchase another credit pack. So, where we talked about earlier, waiting for your 5,000 to reach 6,000 in 120 days, you don't have to sit back and watch that and wait for that to happen. Your profit share is being paid to you every 20 minutes. So your money is being returned back into your available account balance if you have clicked your 10 adverts within that 24-hour period. And it doesn't matter how many credit packs you own. No matter how many credit packs you own, you are only required to click 10 adverts in the Traffic Exchange each and every day. So every time you reach $50, you can either withdraw that money or you can purchase another credit pack. As you build your credit packs up, the more credit packs you own, as we said, the greater the profit share. So if you originally started with 100 credit packs, very quickly within a day you will have 101 credit packs. The following day you'll be able to purchase probably another 2, you will have 103 credit packs, and so on. So in that period of time, you will probably have doubled the number of credit packs you've got, and therefore double the amount of profit share that you are receiving every 20 minutes. Very, very simple equation. So, the more credit packs you own, the greater the growth will increase every single day. As we said, the limit is 1,200 credit packs. It's not limitless, it does stop there. And as we said, you are then forced to withdraw your money from the company. You can continue to repurchase to maintain the 1,200 credit packs, and then the rest of it you can withdraw and happily take a nice income of, currently they're saying around about $30,000 a year net income. Not bad for clicking a mouse 10 times a day. And a lot of people will say it's a fantastic pension, especially the older generation who want to just simply retire and enjoy the rest of their life and not work on half the money they used to get paid in the job. So as we said, your account will keep growing and growing and growing until it reaches the maximum, and then you can withdraw your money. What a fantastic challenge that is, to reach 1,200 credit packs. And it is a big thing. The membership will tell you, they call it the diamond level, and it's very exciting when members get to that level. It is not, the company does not force you to reach 1,200 credit packs. It is purely by your own decision, your own choice, to reach the maximum number of credit packs and obviously reach the maximum number of profit share earnings that you will receive from the company. What a great system. Bonus features. We've covered very, very simply the business. We've done a very simple overview of the business. But there are many other features, and we encourage people, when you join My Advertising Pays, please spend the time to read the information that is before you on the site. There are many things that you can learn from the FAQs. There is lots of supports. There's many videos now produced to help you understand how the business operates, to learn how to do your own advertising. And very simply, you can advertise you don't necessarily need your own business to advertise on the platform. If you sell somebody else's products and they pay you a commission, fantastic. There is another ability for you to earn money with the company. The whole point of it, you've got 3 types of income. You've got profit share from the company for advertising. You can now run free adverts on the site, and if you sell products, you can earn a commission from other companies for selling their products. Products you don't even need to handle or see yourself. And also referral income. If you refer somebody to join you in My Advertising Pays, everything they spend in this business, you will receive a commission of up to 10%. And there are many members today who've built their income levels up to diamond level and are spending $200,000 a year advertising with My Advertising Pays and still earning an income from that. If they're in your downline and you're receiving 10% commission, the numbers are simple. Work it out yourselves. So yes, you can accelerate your income. It makes it very, very easy for every member. There is a personal development library, and we strongly encourage people to read these books. There's around about 8 books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is one of them. Think and Grow Rich is another one. We've actually got a number of members now who have created their own group meetings that read a paragraph of these books each week, and then they discuss them live on Skype meetings. And the beauty of it is it will allow you to think outside the box. When all of us went to school, we weren't taught how to be entrepreneurs. One of the things about, certainly in the modern day world, is we're only just beginning to learn there's an opportunity for us. When we're at school, unfortunately, all we simply learn is the arithmetic and English and so on. And they teach you how to go to work and conform by being an employee for the rest of your life. That's not what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. And these books will teach you everything that you need to know about breaking into the world of entrepreneurship. It's free. They're all in there free for you. I'm told the value of the books is something in the region of about $3,000. Please spend the time and look at them. It will set you up for life, and you won't regret reading these books. So, if somebody has introduced you to My Advertising Pays and hopefully brought you along to this meeting, what you will see when you click the referral link is the home page. And as we very briefly look at the home page, what you will see at the top is the sign up button. And when we click that, it will take us through to the next page, and we'll show you that in a second. But the important fact about this page is there's also a lot of good information on this page here. As you can see, there are banner adverts all around the site. These are the paid advertising that other people, members and external advertisers, are now advertising on our business. Why? Because we're actually getting about 150 to 200 million clicks, hits on the site per month. So the more people that are visiting the site, all these people that are paying for the banner advertising are very excited because they are making a lot of money with advertising on this platform. And that's where the money is generated, ladies and gentlemen, not in the traffic exchange. The traffic exchange is for members' benefit only. When you advertise in the Traffic Exchange, you are advertising to other like-style members, other MAP members. And when you're advertising in there, the likelihood of you selling products to each other is great. But beyond that, the company doesn't make money from that. The company makes money from the banners that are sold on the site, the pop-up, the guaranteed visitors, the Wheel of Fortune, the membership fees, and so on. This is where the profit is generated, and 95% of that profit is paid back to you, ladies and gentlemen, the members, in the job of actually clicking your 10 adverts on the site and creating the huge quantity of traffic that we've got on My Advertising page today. So, when you are ready and you are happy with joining My Advertising page, as you click the red box at the top, you will land on the next page. And the first and most important fact is in the top box, the very first box, you should be looking for your sponsor's username. That's what they should call themselves, and it should be in that box. If it isn't in that box, do not fill this form in. If you have reached this page and you have been surfing the internet and gathered cookies on your system, you may find that somebody else's name is in that box. Simply exit the website, go to your computer settings and remove the cookies and the history from your system. Click the link again, the referral link that you should have in probably an email, and you will go back through to this page and you will hopefully this time see your sponsor's name at the top. Form filling exercise is very easy, but it's amazing how many people get it wrong. Please take great care when you are filling this form in. It's no different than filling a form in for the bank or for your inland revenue. These are very important facts and details. And if you get them wrong, it will cause problems and cause you much frustration further down the line. So when we fill the form in, we're interested in a number of important pieces of information, and they are mandatory. They're clicked or ticked with a little red star. You must fill this information in accurately and correctly. When you fill your name in, it only requires your first and last name. If you have a middle name, please do not put it in, simply because this profile has to match your VX payment processor, and what they are looking for is simply your first and last name. You will see when you go through to your payment processor, it will already have inserted your second name. If you have got 3 names and you put the 3 names in the box, it will consider your second name as your last name. Beyond that, the more important facts are your username and passwords. It's like anything. You cannot re-enter a site without the correct username and passwords, and they are case sensitive. Please be conscious and make a note as you generate these username and passwords yourself. There'll be a username, a first and a second password. PIN numbers. Everybody's familiar with PIN numbers these days. We use them every single day with our debit and credit cards, and indeed many other ID forms these days. Please use a PIN number that you cannot forget. Yeah? This is very important. It's the same as your bank card. Without the memory of that PIN number, you cannot withdraw money or change your personal details. Please make note of the PIN number and keep it somewhere safe. I would advise these days to use, if you are so inclined, encrypted password systems where they will actually store your information in an encrypted fashion, and when you choose to log on, you don't need to remember it. It will actually log on for you and insert all this important information. Now, computers. There are many ways people can get into your computer these days. So if that unfortunate thing happens and they gather your important information, i.e. your username and passwords, you will be distraught and want to contact My Advertising page, and understandably, and we can change those details. Now, the thing is, when you go through to support at My Advertising page, who are there 24 hours a day to answer your needs and problems, they will be obviously trying to answer them and get them done as quickly as possible. But before they do that, they have to prove you are who you claim to be, because they cannot see you at that point. All they can see is a form that has been filled out, and if somebody's been in your computer and changed that information, we don't know who's changed it. The answer to your secret question is something that only you will know, and that will not be left in your profile. So therefore, if a hacker or anybody was to get into your computer, he would not be able to see the answer to your secret question. That might be your first pet's name, it might be where you were born, it might be your mother's maiden name. Whatever that information is, there's only you will know that. And that's how the staff at My Advertising Pays Support will prove who you are. So therefore, they can reopen your account and release the new usernames and passwords for you to continue with your MAP business. Please be very conscious of this information, ladies and gentlemen. It's your personal account that you should be bothered with. Thank you very much for listening this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that answers all your questions. You have obviously a sponsor with you, and who's probably a little bit more experienced than you. If you have any further questions, please get involved with him or her and get an understanding of how this business works. And happy days advertising and earning money with My Advertising Pays. Thank you.